if you've been following me, you've heard me say that they don't stop until they make sure they destroy a black man's reputation or how he's perceived around the globe. And it doesn't matter if you're well known or not. When that documentary came out about Michael Jackson back in February, everybody overnight ran away from Michael Jackson, which is crazy because they did it back in the '90s, but today they done it a lot quicker than they did back in the '90s. You had people who made their money on music, made money, or they made music, or they style of dance and performing copying Mike Drake, Mariah Carey. Remember that song she did the remake "I'll Be There"? She threw him to the side. Drake threw him to the side. Quincy Jones worked with Michael Jackson. A lot of people don't want to even acknowledge Michael Jackson now because of a documentary, and you know why they did it? Because Oprah Winfrey, she thumbs it up. Instead of these people question why did the people who are known enemies of Michael Jackson go on vacation and say, Oprah, watch this. It didn't question why her friend initially got the interview with the brothers question was Michael a pedophile. Now these things was answered when Michael Jackson was alive. I guess everybody forget about the court case. I guess everybody forget about it came out that he was being blackmailed and being set up. But I told y'all, I said it's almost 2 years to the anniversary of Michael Jackson, the 10-year anniversary back when I started talking about this 2 years ago. And I said, y'all notice all of a sudden they talk about Michael Jackson's a pedophile, but they forget that the FBI came out and acknowledged that they was Michael Jackson on surveillance for a long period of time. They did a thorough investigation, could find nothing on Michael Jackson, nothing that would link him to pedophilia. And everybody knows that pedophiles have images, especially the modern day pedophiles. You know, especially those who had money. They got some type of computer image somewhere, some treasure trove of images and stuff. And to this day, none of those alleged victims could tell you or properly describe Michael Jackson's body. Because if they could, Mike would have been in jail already. He would have spent his remaining years in jail. But once you put it out there that a black man has raped, molested, or propositioned somebody in an inappropriate way, doesn't matter if innocent or guilty. People they're gonna keep pushing that image. Mike, next month it'll be 10 years that Michael Jackson been dead. It's hard to believe this man been dead 10 years. He'd have been 60 years old this year. His eldest son just graduated from college. And before y'all start talking about those not his kids, biologically may not be his children, but those are his kids. If he adopted them, they got his last name. Those are his kids. Excuse me. So let's not get into that debate. But for years, there's been proof that Michael was being set up. And the people in the media that pushed this, Diane Diamond, Maureen Orth, Nancy Grace, Barbara Walters, and many others ought to be ashamed of themselves. But the American press pushed this harder than anybody. Yeah, it was the foreign press to call him Wacko Jacko, the European press, but it's the American press that's going on Michael. There were people that Michael thought he could trust have destroyed this man's reputation. And yes, Michael has some blame because he put himself around the wrong people. But there's some people who have surprised me who have not jumped on this Bash Michael Jackson bandwagon. Barbara Streisand tried to defend him. People clapped back at her because it was still too soon. This is before some information started to come out about the documentary and about the accusers. But somebody who could have easily jumped on a bandwagon was Madonna. There was a brief time where Madonna and Michael dated, very brief, but they was around each other. And the reason why Madonna and Michael didn't go further because Madonna was too aggressive for him. He confided this in Rabbi Shmuley, and Rabbi Shmuley turned around and went and said, "Yeah, reason why Madonna and Michael, and because she was too aggressive." And people have to remember, Madonna was aggressive back in the day. People forget that was her whole image, sex. Remember when she advertised that she wanted to have a baby? See, a lot of people forget that. I don't forget that period of time. And if y'all don't believe me, go look at the old interviews and old news clips and stuff. But Madonna and Mikey hooked up for a second. And here it is, this documentary came out in February, and I guess everybody's wondering what Madonna, and they still talking about this. We're now in May, and people are still talking about this documentary. And you know what they want to know? What did Madonna think about it? You know what Madonna did? She defended Michael Jackson. She said he's innocent until proven guilty. Because she said there have been things that have been written about me that were not true. And she says things have still been written about me that are not true. And I remind y'all, there are a lot of people who knew Michael Jackson or knew of Michael Jackson. They said it was his character. See, what happened is Michael trusted the wrong people, and the people that he trusted turned around for a buck, stopped playing too well, can't beat him joint. Like on the View, Joy Behar, he talk about Michael. You say he used to play with little boys. Michael never said that. There were boys and girls of multiple ethnicities around him, but unfortunately, Michael didn't let too many so-called white identified people around him. Their last family was Hispanic. He definitely should have known better. But you have to remember, Michael didn't grow up having the average experiences that we take for granted. Michael only knew people as Michael Jackson, the celebrity. Michael had been doing this thing since he was a little boy, so he really didn't have a childhood. He didn't have the chances to slip up or make mistakes with people. His older brothers had that ability because they were still teenagers when they was getting discovered. Michael was barely 10 years old. So his life has been behind the cameras, behind the flash bulbs and stuff. But Madonna took up for him. She could easily jumped on a bandwagon. I mean, look how fast Quincy Jones turned on Mike. Drake had a part of his music was somehow he took out the plate. I'm sitting there like, wow. The only reason why, and let me tell you what black folks do. Y'all like Oprah is queen. You know, there are white people across the pond saying, why do America believe everything they say? Why did they believe everything they say about Michael Jackson? It's easy to prove that this man didn't do these things. I mean, there are white people across the pond who are defending Michael Jackson. And there's some white people in Hollywood that are saying, this don't make any sense. And I'm going to tell you something else that I meant to mention in my commentaries. Usually when young boys are molested by grown-ass men, a lot of them are usually confused about their sexual identity, and a large number of them turn out to be gay. Don't believe me? Look at some of the men. I'm not saying that's always the case, but a large number of instances where you are constantly being molested by males, you're confused about your sexual identity. Todd Bridges even said it in his book. He said the man that was molesting him, he was starting to become confused because people don't understand. Our bodies physically have a certain response. Any man that wakes up to get a hard on a male, know that you ain't really having, they say, wet dreams or be thinking about, but you might have an erection. It can be caused by a myriad of things. But and yet, when Todd said this guy was doing stuff to him, it felt good, but he was confused. Like, do I like boys? he said if it was for his co-star Dana Plato being how she was and having sex with him, he'd have been confused by it. None of those guys are queer. Think about it for a second. And then they left out the part about old boy dating Michael Jackson's niece. Michael introduced the two of them together. So if Michael was such in love with him, why would he take this dude to meet his niece? That'd been nothing but major confusion right then and there. And then he had to worry about his niece finding out something untoward about her uncle. Now what it was is that Michael trusted the wrong people. And they burned them now. And the state had made so much money. Now they say, okay, that's enough. Madonna could easily sat there and said, you know, he did this, he did that. Or I think Michael Jackson is this and that. Oprah, the one that gave credibility to him. And a lot of people out here said, okay, you know, we used to defend Oprah among certain people. Now they realize how dangerous Oprah was. And I'm going to tell you something. When you sit back and look back, who been leading the charge against bashing black men, it's been black women in the media. And for years, brothers have said it's been sisters that got in front of these cameras and doing these talk shows and saying bad stuff about black men. They're not going to give black men a platform to badmouth black women. It just ain't going to happen. They might interview that one brother that might got issues with sisters in that extreme, but other than that, no. Michael is dead. Madonna don't owe him anything. Madonna could easily jump on the bandwagon. And I know some of your sisters don't want to hear that, but think about it. Oprah Winfrey, Gayle King, these various talk shows where black women are just throwing brothers under the bus. Madonna could have very well went in and chimed in and said, yeah, Michael's weird, he did it. But everybody remember that FBI said they investigated this man. The local municipality, police departments across the country, because they worked in conjunction with the FBI. They raided this man home 3 times and found nothing untoward. And they still will not play that Michael Jackson special that Maury Povich hosted, where Michael also had the video camera going. So a lot of questions that Bashir cut off or re-edited for purpose, you see on the video, they didn't come out that way. Y'all forgot about that. People keep saying that Michael Jackson said, what's wrong with sharing your bed with little boys? He never said that. That's why Madonna couldn't go there, because Madonna knew of Michael Jackson. I think she said that he was very polite, he was too respectful, and something to that effect. But it's said that Oprah Winfrey has given cover or put out a certain tone that says this man is a child molester. Lionel Richie, ex-wife, came out and said, that's not true. And then all of a sudden, people started to come at the producer of the documentary. He still said, oh yeah, whatever, maybe it was, or maybe this didn't happen, da-da-da-da-da-da. It was starting to unravel. But the damage has been done. A white woman who's known to go out there and be an exhibitionist came to Mike's defense. But you have Oprah Winfrey, who black folks made into a billionaire, is always finding some way to insult the black community or certain black people. Remember, Oprah and her girl Gayle has been milking not only the Michael Jackson thing, but the R. Kelly thing. Remember how Gayle was on TV talking about Bill Cosby? Oprah represents the worst that some of our sisters have encouraged to be, or encouraged to be. Oprah went out there and she stood by 2 white dudes who've been told by the court of law that they're liars. But she still believed these white guys' story enough to say, hey, da-da-da-da. She gave them a platform. She legitimized them. But now stuff is coming out every day, Is everybody like, wait a minute, Oprah still standing her ground? Yeah, because she don't like a fool again. Because this ain't the first time Oprah Winfrey stood by white folk when they lied to her or lied to people and got called out for it. But I told y'all 2 years ago, I said, all of a sudden Michael Jackson's a villain again. Once they found out that they got the Beatles catalog for Michael Jackson, all of a sudden the attacks on Michael Jackson started to ratchet up again. Let me remind y'all, Liza Minnelli used to defend him, but she don't talk about him as much. Elizabeth Taylor, before she died, she defended the hell out of Michael Jackson. There are even some people on now who are leaning to the right politically have even questioned this so-called documentary. But when you got Madonna out here defending Michael Jackson, we got Oprah criticizing Michael Jackson, something's up. Madonna could have easily jumped on a bandwagon and threw Michael under the bus. They not playing Michael Jackson music on certain radio stations anymore, or his videos. The man has been dead 10 years, and y'all still want to paint him as the villain of the story. But I told y'all, even in death, they're going to keep painting us as the bad guys. And the thing is, some of these people hate to admit that maybe they've been played all years about me. That's why I say, when Donald Trump and Sarah Palin them over the years been criticizing me, I say I hate to agree with them, but they're on point. Malcolm X even warned of it. It is extremely dangerous what these people have done. These people control the images and imagery which the world sees, and if they want to make somebody the bad man or the boogeyman, they can. And unfortunately, too many black people have lives have been destroyed. It took Madonna to come out and defend him, and people was shocked. But Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King and other Negroes destroyed him. D.L. Hughes talked all that crap about him. But Madonna, who's around him, she could have easily sat there and said, yep, he did it. Lisa Marie Presley, she ain't said nothing because she know he ain't did nothing. They was together. Michael Jackson bodyguards have come out and said, nah, we would have known. What it is that everybody got to believe the black man is the boogeyman of the story. But it's fucked up that our own people were willing to quickly believe and toss him to the side. But you got non-black people saying, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. Lionel Richie wife came out and exposed the two dudes lying. And the American media want to downplay it. I got my issues with Madonna, but at least she had the guts to say, nope, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon.